Alright Ian, welcome back guys to another Dead by Daylight educational video. So we've done quite a lot of educational videos on killers, including guides and builds, so let's do some on survivors. Today we are going to discuss the top builds to use as a survivor dependent on how your playstyle is, allowing you to also match it with your survivor friends team to become an efficient survivor machine, and I will explain how you get each perk and what they do, so stay tuned. Although I'm going to talk about individual perks, each build will have the 4 perks that will hopefully synergize well for you. There are lots of videos to explain about the best perks to have, but this video is hopefully going to be a bit different and explain how to put certain perks together to help you achieve your goal. You can naturally decide to mix and match your perks to find your own build in the future. My guides are usually aimed at beginners in the game, so hopefully after you've played a few times you will have an idea of your standards and have the perfect build to help you achieve your objectives in each trial. Which brings us nicely onto the first build. The first build is the ultimate healing build. So if you find yourself going around looking for those saves and taking one for the team and constantly being a team player protecting and healing your teammates, especially if you're a player at a starter level, then this is a build for you. This build consists of the following. You've got borrowed time, botany knowledge, leader and for the people. So this build will ensure that you're basically the registered first aider of the team. Someone is in trouble, you can either get them healed and ensure that the survivor has some respite and chases and maybe even draw the killer away from them. So how does this build work? So first perk is borrowed time. This perk is a build perk unlocked at level 35. When you unhook a survivor in the killer's terror radius, the survivor you've saved will be protected for a short time, and if the killer does hit them, they will have the deep wound status rather than a dying status. This allows you, if you misjudge the unhook or you don't have time to apply healing to the survivor, to have a little bit of time to get to safety. This is especially effective if the killer is hanging around the hook, so if the killer's camping, this will come in handy. The next perk on this build is Botany Knowledge, and that is a Claudette perk unlocked at level 35. Basically, what this will do is increase your healing speed or healing item efficiency during the trial. Leader is the next perk, and that's a Dwight perk that is unlocked at level 40. This perk will increase other survivors' sabotage, healing, cleansing, opening gates, unhooking and chest searching speed. This won't stack with Botany Knowledge, so you can't get double the increase, but will help if there are people doubling up in the heals, so provide your allies with more healing efficiency. The last perk in this build is for the people, and this is a Zarina teachable unlockable at level 40. This perk is a useful perk because it will instantly allow you to heal a survivor from one state. You will take the injury for them and suffer from the broken status. However, again, if you are rushed or you have a survivor that has had a rough time, it will allow you to take the heat from that survivor. So if they are in a dying state, you'll get them up to the injured state. If they're in the injured state, they'll go to fully healed. All these perks together are going to make you extremely efficient for the team, and whilst you might be thinking, what about the gens? You have perks in this build, such as Leader, that will help you speed up the repairing of the gens too. So we're not going to neglect this altogether. The next build we're going to look at is the Give Me Another Chance build. This build is for players who might like to loop and keep killer as busy as possible whilst your other teammates sit and do gens. There is a number of builds that I could recommend for the strong loopers. However, this is going to look at the players who aren't quite as efficient as loopers as they would like to be, but will still ensure you can take up the killer's time whilst practicing. Let's take a look at what this build entails. The first perk is called Dead Hard and is a David King perk unlocked at level 35. This perk will allow you to have a short dash forward when you press the ability button, avoiding killer's swing or helping you reach certain windows or pallets when all seems lost. My regular viewers will be aware this is a perk that I never leave home without, and I believe is possibly the best exhaustion perk to use, especially if you're a novice in the game. This perk can only be used once you're injured, so it is pretty much a last resort. Unbreakable is the next perk on this build. This is a build perk unlocked at level 40, and this will allow you once per trial to fully recover yourself when you are in a dying state or slugged, as better known. This is another powerful perk in the right hands, and in the right build can be effective in keeping that killer occupied and having to make some difficult decisions. It goes quite well with the next perk, which is Decisive Strike. Decisive Strike is a Laurie Strode perk and unlocked at level 40. When unlocked to the highest tier, DS will activate once you're unhooked and stay active for 60 seconds. If the killer grabs you within those 60 seconds, you will have a skill check that will allow you to escape the killer's clutch, and it's going to stun the killer for 5 seconds. This synergizes really well with borrowed time, because when a killer sees there's an obsession in the game, they might be hesitant to pick you up and maybe let your DS run out. However, you're going to have borrowed time to counter that and to pick you up from a dying state if the killer decides to go elsewhere. The final perk on this build is called Adrenaline. Adrenaline is a meg perk unlocked at level 40, and this is going to allow you to instantly heal 1 health state and gain a speed boost for 5 seconds when all the generators are completed, or if you are dying when a trapdoor is closed. You could be looting that killer whilst your teammates are repairing that final gen, and this will help you out big time if that gen is finally completed, so it's highly recommended this build to provide you with another second chance opportunity. Right, so we have done the healing and looting builds. Now, what if you are the gen jockey of your team? What build should you use to help you get those gens completed as soon as possible? The first perk for this build is going to be Prove Thyself. If you have played this killer and come across those strong Survivor Friends team who seem to do gens in no time, it's very likely one of those players will have this perk. This is a Dwight Fairfield perk. It's unlocked at level 35. The perk allows each survivor around you to gain a stackable 15% repair speed when they are working on gens. This is a very strong perk to have to start this build guide. The next perk on this build is Resilience. The good thing about Resilience is that it is available to all characters, so you don't have to spend blood points making it teachable. When you're injured, you can receive up to 6% increase in repairing, healing, sabotaging, unhooking, vaulting, cleansing, gate opening and chest searching. This is another great way to ensure if you have took a hit, then you can remain injured and get the speed boost on the gens. Stakeout is the third perk on this build. Stakeout is a David Tap perk and unlocked at level 40. So what does this perk do, I hear you say? Well, if you are in the killer's terror radius but not directly in chase, you can collect up to 4 tokens. When you are collecting tokens, each time you hit a good skill check, it will grant you the progression of a great skill check. Now if you're using this as well as Prove Thyself and Resilience, you can imagine how quick these gens are going to be completed. Now the final perk isn't going to help you with the gen speeds as such, however it is going to ensure that the killer cannot undo your hard work. This perk is called Repressed Alliance. This is a Cheryl Mason perk and unlocked at level 40. When you are repairing a generator for 80, 70 or 60 seconds, depending on what level you've got it on, Repressed Alliance activates. Press the ability button and the entity will lock off the gen, and this will stop killers from kicking it and regressing your work. If you are rushing those generators, the last thing you want is for a killer to come along and use a perk like Pop Goes the Weasel, or basically just kicking any gens to regress that generator, so this gen will be blocked. That is my overall builds I would recommend for survivors, whether you are running solo or have your roles in an organised SWF. What I would say now is that you might be thinking to yourself, well, I like to do a bit of everything. To ensure you level up well, you do need to pretty much have a bit of everything in the trial, whether that be repairing your objectives, being chased, doing totems, etc, etc. So my final build is based on you playing solo and having a bit of everything in your locker. This build consists of the following perks. You have Dead Hard, because I think it's the best exhaustion perk and gives you that second chance to evade the killer and take up a little bit more time and effort before you get the down. Iron Will is a Jake perk unlocked at level 30. This perk will help you keep the noise down when injured and stop the killers from being able to hear you. You could be being chased and about to die, but one nice turn and with the killer not getting any audio cues, you could be avoiding that crucial final blow. This is an effective perk and one that I hate personally coming across as a killer, as it makes those chases that little bit more difficult. The next perk on this is Spine Chill. Okay, so Spine Chill gets some stick in the community, and I can see why. People think it's a bit of a baby perk. However, it's seen a lot of times because of the fact it's available to all characters straight away. Spine Chill will basically alert you when a killer is looking at you. This perk works amazing against stealth killers, basically giving you a head start alert to them coming to get you. If you do have Spine Chill, you do also get a slight increase in healing, gen repairs, opening gates, vaulting and unhooking, so overall gives you a heads up if there is a stalky boy checking you out to speeding you up slightly with other actions. Wheel Maker is again another perk available to all characters, and it is a bit underrated. When you unhook a survivor, healing speeds are increased by 100%. This has come in handy so many times and possibly could sit well in the first aid build, but I decided to opt for Zarina's for the people instead. What do you guys think? This is by no means a list of the best perks, but the perks that will help you go in with a strategy when you are playing the game, either as a solo survivor or with your friends. So if you mixed and match, throw on a build for healing, another couple of your friends throw on builds for chases or gen repairs, you could have yourself a bit of a formidable team to face any killer. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you agree or disagree with my choices? Is there anything that you could be replaced to make the build stronger? Let me know in the comments below, or feel free to join my Discord. The description is in a link, and I'm more than happy to hear your feedback. As ever, if you've enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, feel free to press that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and you will be updated with all my new releases. Alright, thanks guys.